Now, either that's Tall Paul Joseph as part of the Producers Podcast with Jack Silver, right, or we're being robbed. We're being held hostage, or we're being robbed.
Well, these days it's universal. You can use this. I guess bank robbers really have it made because they can cover up before they go in.
Yeah,
and no one can see who they are. I do this, so now it's easy because I just pull it down.
Yeah,
and I leave it around my neck, and I know they say though this isn't like the best one to wear, but I think if you're not in the public view or around public too much, you can just wear this one and then just up it and down it like that.
Right. Like, for example, today the Sparklets guy showed up. I wanted to give him his $20 bill, so I just popped that baby up.
Yeah.
Mrs. Like Silver wears the bandana quite often.
Give me my water.
What is it?
Give me my water.
Yeah. Right. No, I still go with, hold on.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you got that one.
Yeah, I've been doing this one just to keep things rolling. So
yeah, that's not bad.
By the way, this is a really good intro then to the Producers Podcast. And by the way, this will be and I know that both of our viewers will be very sad to know that this will be the last podcast of 2020.
Oh, this is it. We're not doing one. That's right. Well, next week is Christmas, right?
And then New Year. So, it's a good time to take a couple weeks off, let things kind of settle down, and we'll be back bigger and badder in 2021.
Yes, we will.
But, your bandana and my face mask, Paul, reminds me of a good story that's in the news right now. Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Who I know it gets off the rails every once in a while.
Yeah.
But he was filming his new Mission Impossible movie,
which I love.
It's a great franchise, and even though he's now about 100 years old, he still, I guess, does his own stunts.
He looks great. He
looks great. Look, who am I to talk? Look at this mug. I'm not exactly a spring chicken, Joe.
Oh, there you go.
Evidently, during the filming, he had about a 3-minute tirade against some of his coworkers for not adhering to the COVID-19 protocols.
Right. I actually supported it because I think the guy's dead on. They're lucky to be back to work, as is he. And if you push the envelope and people start getting sick, they shut down the production instantly. That's
exactly. And by the way, we haven't talked ahead of time, but I agree with you and I agree with Tom Cruise. And I also agree with a woman named Robin Apkarian, who's a writer for the LA Times, who had basically the same take, which is, thank God Tom Cruise stood up in front of his people, dressed them down.
Yeah.
Keep your social distancing, wear some masks, etc. Because exactly what you just said. If that thing goes south, and by the way, Tom Cruise is an executive producer of that show, so it's his money.
It's his money.
So if you guys can't figure this thing out, there are people relying on us, editors, sound mixers, to say nothing of the network or wherever it's going to be shown.
Hundreds of jobs, thousands maybe.
Right. So guess what? And he said, if I see it one more time, you're effing gone.
You're gone.
Effing gone. I guess.
Love it. Yeah, effing gone.
Yeah,
but there was not effing. He used the real word.
Right. Which
nobody screams out, "You're effing gone." Nobody.
Well, I try to keep it PG-13 here, Paul.
But have you ever screamed out, "You're effing gone" when you're mad?
I drop the F-bombs far too often, and the real one.
Okay.
So I can understand, but I understand where Tom Cruise was coming from.
Yeah.
He's totally right on the money. And everybody from the president right on down should be saying the same thing, because theoretically, Paul, if we're in the final stretches of COVID, vaccines are being distributed.
Right.
Healthcare workers are getting them. We're turning the corner, quote unquote, even though that it's still a dire winter out there in the COVID world. Everybody should be singing that same song. Let's all, and we've been talking about it on this podcast all year.
Yeah.
How hard is it to socially distance, wash your hands, wear your mask, and don't do
this hard.
Thank you.
That's it.
Don't
make a big deal out of it.
Right. And especially if you're lucky enough to be on the set of Mission Impossible 17 or whatever episode they're on.
Yeah, 220.
Yeah, I mean,
when you get mad, you go, "You're effing gone!"
Right. You can do whatever you want. So I wanted to start the show in support of Tom Cruise.
I support him too. I'm waving my flag.
And I support anybody who is trying to help flatten the curve.
Yep.
And try to get this thing over with that much sooner.
And related to those vaccines, I just heard some interesting news. You know, are you familiar with Dippin' Dots, the ice cream, that the little dots of ice cream that you scoop them out and you put them on your tongue, they melt, and then you eat it. It's delicious.
I am familiar with Dippin' Dots.
Well, the technology for Dippin' Dots is to freeze those little dots down to minus 49 degrees. Oh. Minus 49, that's how cold they are, to get them actually out of that ice cream form and into a frozen, past ice cream into a frozen form. They're using that technology with the vaccine that's currently out because it has to be at minus 94. Can you believe it?
Are you saying that the inventor of the Dippin' Dots stumbled
Harry Dippin' Dot himself.
Mr. Dippin' Dot himself stumbled backwards into a COVID deal?
I'm saying, I want to take it a step further. Why don't we put the vaccine into the Dippin' Dots where we can now shove those in our palate and at the same time get that good vaccine, get that delicious Dippin' Dot flavor and make everybody happy?
You are an idea man, Tall Paul.
I try. I really try.
That's some great information. And let's hope that as 2020 comes to a screeching halt,
not fast
we kick into 2021, that things like that will be benefiting all of us, and we can look forward to a 2021, excuse me.
Yeah.
Let's get to that in a second. I did want to start with a little holiday cheer, which as you know, I'm about as cheerful at the holiday time as I am the rest of the year. Right.
This is holiday cheer.
Right. I'm kind of Scrooge married up to thing, but I will say I have been enjoying the preparation for the holidays, even though it's going to be a little different this year. And what I was going to ask you was, how close to your regular Christmas will it be at the Joseph house with the kid? Yeah, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how close will it be?
It's like, Christmas Day, morning and afternoon will be the same because it's just the family. But we do a lot of parties and stuff, go to a lot of parties like everybody and all that stuff. And the kids like to go out and go all over, and we do a lot. We're on the move a lot as a group. And so, that really has changed this year. And it's kind of sad because you look forward to this time of year. But, we've decorated a lot. We've done a lot of different things. There's more baking going on. So we're trying to substitute for it.
Yeah, I think in my world, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 3. Mm-hmm. We're going to do some family stuff, even though I know Dr. Fauci says don't. We're going to figure out a way to be socially distanced with just the immediate family. We're going to be wearing our bandanas, our masks. But what's missing are the parties, is the holiday cheer. For example, we always had our Christmas party the first Saturday in December.
I loved your Christmas party. I can taste that pizza. Yeah. And all those hors d'oeuvres and everything and the drinks and the laughs and all that we missed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to miss it too. The only thing I wasn't going to miss is the $2,000 we dropped on the party every year. So I'm thinking I'll put that to use somewhere else.
Well, put that into a watch for the missus.
Got it. And then my wife, her work had a great, my business, my company, Christmas party is really, it's a couple of chilled shrimp and a bad burrito. In the break room.
Yeah, those parties are pretty awful.
Kind of average.
Yeah.
But her Christmas party was at a private country club and at a hotel, and was gorgeous, and it was really a great time. So we're going to miss out on all that. Yeah. I think my recommendation to everyone is to figure out how close you can get to normalcy.
Right.
And then take what you can get. And if you're anywhere between a 4 and a 6 on your Christmas scale, you're ahead of the curve.
I'm laughing a little bit when you said your holiday party, not yours, but your wife's holiday party, because I was wondering, I don't want to take us off course, but whose rear end are you going to grab if you can't grab that woman you grabbed at the party?
Well, Tall Paul, since you've taken me down that rabbit chase, I'm going to follow you right there. Basically, what Paul's referring to is a couple of years ago at the company Christmas party, and again, as you know, I'm obsessed with inappropriate behavior at company functions.
You really are.
Not necessarily my own, but anybody who does the wrong thing. Like years ago, at our company Christmas party at the radio station, one of the account executives fell face first into the Christmas tree. She was so hammered.
Beautiful.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
All right. So imagine I'm at the company Christmas party, and I go to get my beer and a vodka drink for the little lady.
Right.
I hand the missus her vodka drink, and as I'm walking, they had two speakers playing the Christmas music.
Right.
And on the ground was the cord that that went from the stereo system to the speaker.
Yep.
I didn't see the cord, and I kind of stubbed my toe or stumbled into the cord.
Right.
And I lurched forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to break my fall,
because you had a drink in one hand.
I had a drink in one hand, and so with my other hand, I reached out and I placed my hand on the lower back,
the tuchus
of one of the other party goers. And of course, I'm like, hey, dude, miss, I'm sorry. I didn't see the cord on the ground. I have one beer in my hand, and thank you so much for breaking my fall. And she turns around to me, Paul, without batting an eye, and said, "You grabbed my ass." I'm all, honey, I just said,
I hope you didn't call her honey.
I don't know what I said. Have you ever, like, when people say things that are totally out of context, like,
yeah,
how about you say, "Oh, sir, are you okay?
Right.
Did you spill your beer?
Yeah.
I understand. Look down below. The cord was not taped down like it's supposed to be, and every other thing." So I'm like, "Well, miss, I apologize. I had no intention to grab your tuchus, but
you did."
I did. So long story short,
from her point of view, just for a moment, imagine she's standing there. Was she talking to somebody, her boyfriend or whatever?
Yeah. Well, she was with someone she was a guest.
Okay.
Of someone who worked at the club.
So she's there with her back turned. She sees a guy like you as she turns around after you've grabbed her rear end, and you've got a drink in one hand, and you look a little discombobulated anyway. And you
might have had a cigar. I might have had a cigar.
You probably wasn't your first drink. So, she's thinking this guy's out for a good time, And so, I mean, from her side, I could see maybe,
Yeah, no. I love you, tell Paul Joseph.
Yes.
But no, that's BS. No, I am not. If I'm going to be hide hawking at the company Christmas party, my wife 10 feet away, I'm not going to pull that stupid move where I pretend like I trip over a cord and I place my hand on your buttocks as a come on. Is that what you're thinking? I mean, seriously. Paul.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you did that. I'm saying from her standpoint, maybe that's what she thought, because that's what it looked like with a guy at the drink and his hand on her rear, and he's going like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this."
All right. Well, you've taken me into another very, very dark place.
Well, let's go.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I wouldn't do that. So let's get it right out in the open.
Okay.
Theoretically, you might want to select a different person at the party who is more of your liking. And I know this is totally inappropriate.
Yeah. But maybe she wasn't the one you would have done that with. She wasn't. Had you had a choice.
Right. And if I was going to hit on someone at a Christmas party, I don't think I'd pull the old "I tripped over the cord" trick. I would have gone around in front of her and said, "Oh my, what a lovely dress you're wearing," or "Oh, are you with the company? I've never seen you before."
Now, as you were moving forward,
yes,
did you have a chance? I mean, did you actually see the rear and put your hand on it, or was it just
and just to be clear, and again, I know you love this story.
I do,
but it was more on the lower back, the small of her back, and my hand was straight out. Paul, again, I'm trying to save myself from wiping out at the company Christmas party.
I understand. But she didn't say you grabbed her lower back. She said you grabbed her ass.
She said, she referenced the
quote, exactly.
And I quote, "You grabbed my ass." So, all right. So real quick, so we can tie a bow around this.
Yes, please.
As the evening went on, I would run into her at the cheese platter and then at the dessert stand. And I said, "Miss, again, I'm very sorry." She goes, "Oh, you're not sorry. You grabbed my ass." I'm like, so she didn't let it go at all.
That's fantastic.
Now, I later learned she was a guest of one of the workers, and she was lit like a candle. To quote, she was having a few belts herself. But I guess the takeaway is at the Christmas party. Now, look, had I been wearing the mistletoe on my belt buckle, I got it. No, that's inappropriate. No.
And you probably have at one point or another, I imagine. one of your costume get-ups.
Oh, no, and if it's a friendly party, I don't have a problem with it. But this is a company. By the way, I'm at my wife's party. It's not even my own party.
Yeah, so you're misbehaving at somebody else's party.
Oh, yeah. Now, by the way, now that you got me going, there was one of our parties at the radio station that between my first marriage and my second marriage, I had brought a date.
Right.
And my date enjoyed a little touch of the agave herself. She was a tequila drinker like nobody's business.
Well, God bless her.
So we're all standing around and we're drinking. And then they said, let's everyone take your seats. The dinners are going to be served. It was plated. You know, they brought the plates to the dinners, you know, chicken or whatever you ordered, chicken, beef, or fish.
That's high level.
Oh, yeah. And we're sitting there, and it was all my boss and other coworkers. And about 30 seconds after we sat down, she kind of looked around the table and said, "You radio people are stupid."
This is your girl you brought with you?
Yeah, this is my date. Well, first of all, she was sliding off the bar stool to begin with because she was wearing a silk dress.
Right.
And then she began to berate the entire table because I think she was like I think she was a computer salesperson or something. She had like a good job.
Yeah.
But she looked around. What do you do?
Yeah.
Said, "That's stupid."
Okay.
So she was berating the entire table.
Oh, God.
Long story longer, that was the last night we ever went out.
I can imagine. But she was dead on with her comments, I must say.
I don't disagree that most radio people are C students.
Right.
So but Paul, do you embarrass your date? And I'm a manager.
No.
Or you keep your trap shut.
Well, see, this is the danger, and this is a whole other conversation we'll have another time, but this is the danger of first dates and then pouring liquor into somebody you don't know because you don't know how they react. And everybody reacts differently. You know?
Especially, and then you bring her into a company function where my circle have no idea who this lady is.
Right.
And for her to start belting out, you radio people are stupid. You know, it brings the conversation to a screeching halt. And may I say, and now to totally tie a bow around inappropriate behavior at company Christmas parties.
Please.
I was brought into HR Monday morning because somebody complained that my date was berating them for being stupid.
At the Christmas party,
somebody brought it up to HR that, you know, Jack's date was inappropriate and was calling us all stupid. So then I had to say, okay, I apologize for my date. It will never be my date again.
Right.
And the takeaway is you better vet the person you're bringing to your company Christmas party. And if by any chance somebody has a little snafu and they trip on a cord and and put their arm out to break their fall, then maybe you get in the holiday spirit and say, "Hey, Jack," or whatever your name is, I hope you're okay. I'm glad you didn't fall and break your nose.
Hope you enjoyed the feel.
I didn't enjoy the feel. I just want to go on record as saying it wasn't my thing. So all right. So that's that. Well,
Thank you. We should do a whole show sometime of party mishaps because they're very funny. We get a bunch.
They are, and unfortunately, Paul, I've got them.
I know.
Left
You're
and
loaded.
right. Yeah.
You're loaded. I got a few.
Yeah. Well, real quick, because we're that wasn't on now for the producers in the audience.
Yeah.
As you're watching the Producers Podcast with longtime producer Tall Paul Joseph, Jack Silver.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best plans. Now, I was just going to tell you a story about my holiday preparation.
Yeah.
And you brought up a great topic, which gave us a good 10 to 12 minutes. So as you do your show prep, as you're writing down your ideas, make sure you leave a little room.
Because you never know where this baby's going to veer.
It's like a train. You never know when this thing's going to go off the rails, and you better grab onto the handle and be ready to roll.
You're all effing gone.
All right, real quick. 2020 coming to a close.
Yeah.
Paul, let's go you, me. What is one thing you're looking forward to in 2021 based on the year we just had? First one would be anything that, related to the house that's not wrong with it. So
I've had so many mishaps with the house this year. So just having a healthy house this year, next year will be amazing.
Yeah, because you've had a few between the pool and the kitchen and the
gas line, air conditioning,
your neighbor's landscaper,
the landscaper, my arguments with the gardener, and most recently my phone system. You don't even know about this one. You know how the house has a phone system. Now, the phone system is in a cabinet. It's a big device, and it has an intercom for every room.
Got it.
It also takes care of the doorbell. Everything goes through this phone system. Well, that thing, Jack, last week blew up. Blew up.
I mean,
and
literally blew up.
Literally blew up. It's something you never look at. And I opened the closet, and I saw that the power was off on it, and I called. The guy came out and said, the system's dead, and there's nothing I can do except, give you a new one. I said, what would the cost on something like that be? He said about $11,000. I said, what?
Holy mackerel.
$11,000. I said, there's got to be a way to fix this one. He said, this is old. He said, you can't refix it. I said, well, maybe we can find one refurbished like this. He said, well, maybe. We are going to find one refurbished, and we are going to do it for a third of that cost.
Well, again, I've been doing the calculations of all your improvements this year. It's been a pretty penny. So yeah, a healthy house for Tall Paul Joseph in 2021. Got it. All right. Well, so for me, I would say, maybe chance to be more with the family. I think that one of the things that everyone can agree with, and luckily your kids live in your house, so you've got a good four square group.
Yep.
I'm here with Mrs. Silver, and that's about it.
That's it.
And the kids can come over every once in a while. We sit on the patio, but I do miss interacting with family and friends.
Yes.
I'd also throw that in there. So a chance of you and me go meet at a Thai restaurant,
right,
and strap on the feed bag.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that in 2021. So let's hope we get into that.
Let's hope so.
What's your second one?
For obviously health and happiness for everybody, and everyone to stay healthy and not be affected by this COVID thing that seems to be spreading out. My karate instructor, head guy that started me in karate many, many years ago, just came down with COVID. And so he's been on describing the symptoms and his lungs burning. And now, thank God, he's feeling better. But, just really, that would be my second thing, would be just
good health for everyone.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. My second one would be, travel. I'm not the biggest globetrotter.
Yeah.
But, usually every spring we take a trip to either Pebble Beach or San Diego or Palm Springs or Hawaii or something like that. Then in the summer, we always go back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, which is a family trip.
Yes.
And then every other Christmas, we'll go back to Green Bay as well.
Nice.
And I do miss traveling, even short, just weekend getaways, go down to La Costa, stay at a hotel, have someone wait on you, sleep on some different sheets, Tall Paul, nice clean ones, crisp. So I think
I'm like you. I get that feeling, every once in a while. It's weird. I just go, let's get the kids together. Let's get everybody together. Let's go. Let's go to Las Vegas. Yeah. Let's go have some fun.
Right.
Whatever. You can't go anywhere. I said I really wanted to go to Disney World this year.
Sure.
I said, let's go.
Think of all the times. Yeah, you love Vegas. You love Disney World. You love day trips, weekend Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're hoping for that. What's your? Is that your second or third?
That was my third.
Now I need your third, because you gave me health. You gave me a healthy house.
Yeah.
Now I know
that sounds ridiculous, but for me, that okay. And the next one up would be, I want to see people get jobs and get back to work.
Attaboy.
It's just like, and I'm in my little town where I live. It's like all these little businesses are out, and they're really nice people. All these restaurant people and everybody, they're not closing down temporarily. They're closing down. Yeah. And it's like, it's heartbreaking because they've spent their whole life doing this. So I'm really hopeful that some of these businesses can survive and that we get these little places open.
Yeah.
And big ones will follow, of course.
I think that's a great wish for 2021, that we get back, because, waitresses, hostesses, bartenders, hairdressers.
Oh my God.
They all need to get back to work. So let's hope so. I'm going to wrap it up with, I have 3A and 3B.
Okay.
So 3A is live events. Again, I was hoping to go see Kenny Chesney at the SoFi Stadium last August 1st. Didn't happen. I've rolled over my tickets for a Christmas present this year for the rescheduled version of that show.
When's that?
That's again in August or September. Kenny Chesney again. So whether it's concerts, live sporting events, festivals.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd even go to a Renaissance fair, Paul.
That is hard up, I have to say.
I would eat a turkey leg.
Yeah.
With some woman wearing one of those old dresses, and I'll have some grog.
Dresses, you know, that they wear.
Yeah. I'd even go to a Renaissance festival just to be out there, and then I know on the Producers Podcast, we've prided ourselves in a very tumultuous political year not to talk about politics.
Yes.
But I'm going to break the rule just because what rules are meant to be broken.
Go ahead. I'm going to put my mask up.
You better on this one. Here's all I hope.
Yeah.
That now there's going to be a new sheriff in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping the old sheriff kind of fizzles out and goes away. The reason I bring that up is because the constant barrage of social media and other forms of communication via the outgoing president has been more than I can take. Mm-hmm. I'm not that interested in your daily work 24/7. So hopefully the new sheriff will go, okay, I fixed this. I did a little climate change thing. I hired Pete Buttigieg or whatever his name is. Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for less intrusive political BS via social media, news organizations or whatever. So all I can hope is in 2021, when you check your Twitter feed or you go to Facebook, it's less divisive, it's less oppressive, it's less omnipresent. Just back it down, boys. You're not that freaking interesting. And that's my hope for 2021.
I like that. And I think we should leave the podcast. And we didn't plan this in advance, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I want to make two predictions.
Okay.
You can make two predictions.
Okay.
You know, one should be a football one. You know, I said at the beginning, I'm going to stick with my original one.
For the Super Bowl?
I think the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl.
And who are they going to play?
Well, probably Kansas City.
Okay. Right.
So, but I think they're going to win this year. And by the way, sorry, one more topic. I'm very proud of the NFL owners, and normally I don't say that, but they got together and they're doing something very unique. All the healthcare givers that have been vaccinated are going to get to the Super Bowl. They're going to let them in the Super Bowl for the game, which is cool. I think however many they're going to let in there should only be healthcare workers that have worked so hard and they've been vaccinated. Yeah. And I think that's the coolest thing.
It is a great thing. And the NFL, by the way, is a top-notch organization. And if anybody thinks that, you know, because of their support of Black Lives Matters or other things, it brings their luster off the NFL, off the shield, I disagree. Yeah. They do classy things like that. All right. So you're predicting the Saints and Chiefs in the Super Bowl with the Saints winning. What's your other prediction?
Okay. Other one is I predict President Trump would decline the invitation to go to the inauguration of Biden. And I predict he won't go.
That's the feeling I have. That's a solid prediction. And it, by the way, without being political, that's a sad state of affairs.
Sad or not, I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying, okay. I don't think he's going to go.
All right. Well, that's a fair one. All right. Yeah. I'll give you my prediction for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I have the Bills and Packers in Super Bowl 55.
You're a homer.
With the Packers.
Homer.
Well, look, there's only four options. It's Bills, Chiefs, Packers, Saints.
Yeah.
And theoretically, it'll probably be Kansas City and the Saints, but I wouldn't count out Aaron Rodgers. I think Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Bills, has got a great arm, but maybe is a step away.
I love that team and I love him. I just don't think this is their year, but I think next year they'll be in it for sure.
Yeah, so that would be great. And then I guess my final prediction for 2021, I think we're going to have a very robust year with the stock market and investments.
Yes.
So my advice to everyone who watches this thing, you know, you don't have to watch your 401k so closely that you go nuts, but make sure that you're funding that you're picking conservative stock picks, you're not going with the flavor of the month, and that you're preparing for the long term, because 2021, once the dust settles and everybody moves forward politically and socially, et cetera, I think we're going to have a good year with the stock market. So hopefully everyone's in position to take advantage of that.
Get those tech stocks. I agree with you.
the tech stocks are strong, and if you're young and you got some money, make sure it goes to work for you. You could also look into your real estate holdings to make sure you got some of that going on.
Yep.
Diversify the portfolio and take advantage of it, because it should be a pretty good year.
Okay, so great predictions. I think that's the first thing we can follow up on in 2 weeks when we come back.
Okay.
Will be our predictions to see how we did.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll be fun. So.
Well, I wish you and your family a great holiday.
You as well.
I think looking back, Paul, we started this thing just to show that if the 1.3 million podcasters can do their show a week, Tall Paul Joseph and Jack Silver can do the producers podcast.
That's
I think
right.
We had a pretty good year.
We have.
Love you. Love the family.
Love you.
See you in 2021.
Thank you. You too.
All right, bro.